Okay, folks, I'm going to call this meeting to order. It's 6:16. Will the clerk please read the roll?
Straub. Taylor. Thorsland.
Here.
Vantage Theronot.
Here.
Wilson.
Here.
Carter.
Here.
Cowart. Esri.
Here.
Farney.
Here.
Furtado.
Here.
Hanauer Friedman.
Here.
Ingram.
Here.
Locke. Lockshin.
Here.
Michaels. Pugh.
Present.
Rodriguez. Rogers.
Present.
Sexton. Storr.
Present.
Patterson.
We have a quorum. Will the clerk please read the notice of the meeting?
Notice of proposed property tax increase for Champaign County, Illinois. A public hearing to approve a proposed property tax levy increase for Champaign County for 2024 will be held on October 19, 2023 at 6:15 in the Shields Carter Meeting Room, Brookings Administrative Center, 1776 East Washington, Urbana, Illinois. Any person desiring to appear at the public hearing and present testimony to the taxing district may contact Michelle Jett, Director of Administration, 1776 East Washington, Urbana, Illinois, 61802 217-384-3776, mjett@champaigncountyil.gov. The corporate and special purpose property tax extended or abated for 2023 were $41,133,920. The proposed corporate and special purposes property tax to be levied for 2024 are $43,698,339. This represents a 6.23% increase over the previous year. The property taxes extended for debt services and public buildings commission leases for 2023 were $0. The estimated property taxes to be levied for debt services and public building commission leases for 2024 are $0. The total property taxes extended or abated for 2023 were $41,133,920. The estimated total property taxes to be levied for 2024 are $43,698,339. This represents a 6.23% increase over the previous year.
Thank you. Michelle, would you give the explanation of the proposed increase, please?
Okay, so as we all know, we're a PTEL County Property Tax Extension Limitation Liability. So when we want to increase our levy more than 5%, we have to have the truth in taxation hearing. We have to have this hearing. We have to publish the notice that Mr. Cross just read. It ran in the newspaper last week in its entirety. And then we also need to provide an explanation, which is the point to this hearing, as to why for the increase more than 5%. So how do we get this number is math, so it's really fun. But basically, PTEL says that we can only increase our levy at the rate of CPI, Consumer Price Index inflation, as opposed to increasing our rate at the rate of actual EAV for the county. So we basically just have to cut ourselves off at 5%, which is what we've done for this. We do get to include revenue from new property that's going on to the tax rolls for the first year. And for this year, that's about $64 million as part of the EAV that we do get to count. So as was in the meeting notice, it's an increase of 6.23 over last year's levy, and that is all strictly because the EAV has increased in a healthy way a year, again, for this year. We also did this hearing last year because we were at the 5% cap again last year as well. So as you can see the difference, which is about $2 million increase. Even though we are levying for a higher number, when you compare the actual rates themselves from last year of 0.83 to this year of 0.81, we actually are producing a levy decrease of 2.15 per property. So if you only paid Champaign County taxes and no other tax, which is no property, but in theory here, for example, your property tax bill would have actually gone down this year. And your property tax bill for Champaign County did go down this year for what you paid us. And again, a big part of that is because of our strong EAV growth. So we have so much new property coming onto the roll to distribute that taxing requirement across more properties has really helped to also decrease that rate. And just as a side note, if we did not have PTEL and we were able to even levy just at the same rate that we levied at last year, not even an increase, but the same rate, we would have an additional $1 million in revenue for this year for the county. Any questions?
Seeing none. Are there any members of the public that wish to give comment regarding the 2024 budget? Not questions with our agenda at our regular county board meeting, but just for the budget. Please fill out a form and give that to me at this time. Seeing none, I'm closing public comment. We will now close this public hearing and take a recess. The regular county board meeting will begin at 6:30. Thank you very much.